we're back from the break. I want to thank everybody for listening to us again. If you've got a small business or if you know of something out there that you'd like us to mention or try and help save, or with the 2 listeners that we got going on, can maybe send in $5. Arvin, how do they reach us?
Let's see. They can reach us by the website. Man, you're good at catch me off guard here.
Wow.
If you go to our website, the3guysrant.com, and that's the number 3guysrant.com, there's actually a phone number on there. You can email us, you can Facebook us, tweet us, MySpace us, just about anything that anybody wants to do to us, they can do through our website.
All right, now we're going to talk about Nobel Prize winners, Nobel Peace Prize.
The Peace Prize?
Well, no, I'm sorry, not Peace Prize. Forgive me. The Nobel winners. Forgive that. And I guess they call them Nobel laureates.
Right.
On the winners.
What category was that?
Well, this particular one was in science.
Okay, science.
This was a science one, and originally it was to me it was funny. And as I was getting ready for today's show, we've already mentioned how Steve Jobs passed away, and we don't know if it was from pancreatic cancer, but he was diagnosed a few years ago.
But you know what? I don't know if you read the same thing. I was looking on the internet before we came in, and it seems like there's almost very minimal information on when and what he died of.
Well, no, because again, he's always been a private person.
Yeah, he kept it out of the press.
Where I'm going with this is that the pancreatic cancer, one of the things that Mike and I, where I was commenting to Mike, is that it was unfortunate that with all that money, he wasn't able to stave it off. But Mike had a really good point. He was diagnosed in 2004, extended his life 7 years. Now, as I was preparing for the show, and I was a little upset with the Nobel Prizes that were handed out, one of the things I was looking at is a gentleman by the name of Ralph Steinman. He passed away on Friday, and he won one of the Nobel Prizes in science and medicine. He was going to receive, or he's set to receive posthumously, the $1.5 million award. And as I was reading through the notes, his Nobel Prize is for pancreatic cancer research, that he found a gene therapy that helped extend his life. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2007. And it usually kills within months, but he was able to extend his life by 4 years also.
So Steve Jobs could have gotten it because he extended his life.
Well, no, but Steve Jobs got a transplant.
Well, liver
transplant. So that helped him right there extend it beyond. But so in looking at it, it is something and again, I mean, I do want to send my condolences out to the Steinman family. The guy won a prize, and where I was bothered by the Nobel Prizes, and this is where Mike and I were having a good laugh. Another team who won the Nobel Prize for saying that you shouldn't drive, or you shouldn't try to, having a full bladder hinders thinking.
Wow, that explains so much.
$1.5 million, I don't think they got to split it. $3 million award for saying that if I got to take a leak really bad, it's going to hinder my thought process.
I would have accepted the award for a quarter of that, and just tell them exactly.
You see, now first thing I got to say, Mike, is next time when I tell you to pull over, we're on the freeway, stop giving me a hard time.
Most people don't know that, Phil's got the bladder of a freaking elephant. He can drink a 5-gallon jug of water and not have to go pee till tomorrow. So if we're going to go in size, order here, I have a normal size bladder, and after drinking a gallon of water, I got to go in about an hour.
Of a 3-year-old girl?
Yeah.
You got to stop at every
so this one is always on me. Oh, no, my God. So I could have definitely, I could see what they're saying about not being able to think with a full bladder.
But really? A Nobel Prize?
Arvin.
Wait, he was going to say something, man. Don't cut off film.
Arvin, right now, he's not thinking straight, so he's got to go. Because we've been here 20 minutes, and, because I've been on the field with Arvin. We're going. We make a stop every 10 minutes, and I swear to God, he goes to every bathroom everywhere we go, man. Every 10 minutes, it's like he's marking his territory. So you should have been also a candidate for this.
You know what
study,
they say
man.
when you get older? When you see a bathroom, you can't pass it up.
When you get older, what are you, 22? I can't wait to see you at 40, brother.
All right,
I'm just gonna start wearing Pampers from now on.
Well, here's some of the other items that won.
That's what you should do, man. And just throw the hose out the window, man.
Other winners included researchers who found in tortoises, unlike humans, yawning isn't contagious. A group of Australians won for their 1983 study showing that beer goggles aren't just for humans. Frisky beetles were turned on by the shape and color of beer bottles and tried to mate with them. Science Now reported.
So all these people won Nobel Prizes.
Yes, sir. The award also honored research on a wasabi-based fire alarm to alert sleeping deaf people.
How does that even make any sense?
I'm not sure, but again, what I'm saying is that for for all of the respect and all of the things that we hear about when it, I mean the prestige and just being able to say that, you're a Nobel Prize winning laureate. But really, I'm going to say, I'm finally, Mom, all that money you spent mortgaging the house to send me to college, and I got a Nobel Prize. Honey, that's spectacular. What did you get it on? Beetles that mate with beer bottles.
So all this is in the science field.
My bladder is full. I can't think straight.
You know what? All I got to say is I think I had a shot at least 2 things on that list.
I'd say about 3, but I've seen you trying to mate with beer bottles. I've seen you pee everywhere you go. What's the other one? Dude, you got like 4 of them, man.
All except for the important one.
I'm sitting next to a millionaire here. I didn't know it, man.
Wow. I just, I was floored. So anyway, moving on.
But hold on. Talking about discoveries in science and all that. Did you guys catch how Vladimir Putin discovered 2 ancient Greek gold, what do they call it?
Wow, I'm just riveted with the description so far. I'm sitting next to a 14-year-old high school girl texting. What are you trying to tell us?
Okay, he was shown diving in the Black Sea and making the discovery of this ancient, they call it amphorae.
Holy Jesus. You know what?
So, I thought we started in the desert. Now we're in the ocean.
No, in the ocean, right?
In the ocean, not the desert.
Threw me off, man. But anyways,
I think you threw yourself off.
They showed it on Russian TV. He's diving and he makes this discovery, and he comes out of the sea, in his wetsuit, whatever, clutching these 2 gold statues, saying that he discovered it. And, they're trying to portray him as he's successful at everything he does. He's gonna become the president again, yada yada. And it was a big deal. Well, they released a statement through his spokesman right now. The thing was staged. The discovery had already been made by some real archaeologists. And
some real who?
And they left the stuff there. Those people that find stuff.
You're a great, what was the word? A great speecher?
So, yes, that's right. I'm glad you remember. So it was all staged, man. They left it there for him to find and then come out on TV and claim that he found this thing, man. So, people are just discovering crap all around the world.
I gotta say, the brain trust that I'm in the room with just boggles the
I
imagination.
gotta say, this is a think tank in this room.
I know, man.
Yeah, we're a tank of some sort. I'm not sure it's a think tank.
We're right on track for next year to win this prize.
I know. We're going to discover how stupid people become when they have a microphone in front of their face.
You do realize that last segment of Soundbite is going to be our intro to Insane Calls from now on.
There you go.
Wow, that was a spectacular display. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Chris Christie. And I'm sorry Hector couldn't be here with us today because he wanted to defend the Republican Party. But Chris Christie formally announced he is out.
Right.
Now, some people were speculating that he got his feelings hurt because the media started calling him Tubby.
Right.
I don't think that was the case. I think the guy is actually smart enough to realize that he's not an expert in foreign policy and some of the bigger issues in America, and he wants to focus on New Jersey. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he realized it's just not his time. He realized, like you said, that he's not an expert in damn near anything, so he might as well bow out right now. I mean, he had no record to run on. I mean, most people thought that Barack Obama had nothing to run on when he ran. But at least, I mean, he's been a senator, he's been in the state assemblies and state politics, community organizer, and, president of the Harvard Law Review. So, I mean, he had a lot of accomplishments, but Christie has nothing. So I don't think it was the thick skin, or thin skin, whatever. I think he just really realized it wasn't his turn.
But now, along those lines, do you think that it would have hindered him had he entered the race?
Being overweight? Yes. Yeah, I think so. And it's kind of a double standard because today on talk radio they were talking a lot about the fact that he made it a point during his press conference to address that issue about his weight. And he said that, he was overweight, but so what? That had nothing to do with everything else. But some people were questioning his judgment and saying if he can't get his, his health in order, how is he going to handle anything else? And a lot of the things we're saying, we're only having this discussion because this is a guy. If there was an overweight woman running for office, we wouldn't be talking about her weight. Guarantee you that. Now, I don't know if an overweight woman would go run for anything because perception is everything.
Well, she's overweight. She's not running to start off with.
Well, true. But, for public office. But that was a controversy around that statement or what we're talking about, that people now were thinking, why are we talking about this? We're only doing it because he's a guy. We wouldn't do that to a woman.
I don't know. I got to say, we probably would be harsher if it was a woman.
That was overweight. You think people would call her fat on the air and make fun of her?
I'm not saying on the air, but people are going to be saying it.
Well, they're going to be saying it, but this guy, everybody was going after him on TV, on radio, because he was fat.
And it's funny you say that because I know one of the big topics, and I happen to catch a soundbite. No, I don't watch the show, but I know that on The View, I forget her name, the loudmouth one drives me insane. I think she's a New Yorker.
Which one? Because they're all like that.
No, the curly-haired one.
Joy Behar?
That one, yeah.
Wow.
Was that she
I think
she was attacking his weight, and going after it, and some of the other people were saying that it's a non-issue, but she, for her, that was a sticking point.
Yeah, I mean, and they were talking about how they were talking about how they were talking about his character, if you will, based on his weight, and it's not. You should be able to separate the two. If you can't control one aspect of your life, does not make you not be able to focus and control everything else. They were, in the same discussion, they were talking about, look at Bill Clinton. He used to go running. He was a little pudgy. He used to end his runs at McDonald's. So
he used to do his runs at McDonald's.
Yes, yeah. So
like around the building?
No. He used to end his runs at a McDonald's, and then he indulged in McDonald's and Lewinsky every once in a while, and and they were talking also about like George Bush. George W. Bush. He was very focused and rigid in his lifestyle and his health and all that. Because the guy used to work out and all that kind of stuff, and that transcended into his presidency. So he's very rigid. When he found a position, he wouldn't budge either way. And Obama, he used to sneak that cigarette in the back of the White House. So they're saying the one thing has nothing to do with the other. If you have a weakness in one particular area, it's not necessarily it's not going to make you a bad president.
I got another bubble burster for Phil here. I just found this out. Sarah Palin's not going to be running for office either.
Brother, you're lucky we're going to break, because I was going to throw something at you in about 2 seconds.
and that was no surprise right there, man. I mean, people knew that 2 years ago, man. And she was going to make a lot of noise, but she wasn't going to go anywhere. Again, we're going to our last break. You're listening to the Three Guys Rant on AdrenalineRadio.com and Indy 104, and more stations to come. Stick around after the break. We'll be right back.
I was reading today, man, the Republicans are not happy
About?
well, Christie's situation. And it's funny when you look at the whole panel.
Nobody.
It's got to hurt them. They got all these people, debating, and they're like, dude, the fat guy won't run. They're like, dude, the fat guy won't run, man. He's our only, and what's sad is when their whole salvation.
Sound like both of them?
You can text her, ask her that, dude. Jesus Christ, what was that, dude?
Dude, I got dry mouth. I fucking grab my water.
You have some water?
Arvin,
No, see me
I want you to find the clip. Okay, I want you to find the clip. I want you to isolate that. For next week, you play it on your laptop right there. Say, when we go, we're going to go into Focus on America, but first, a message from Mikey. And then have him do it, and then we go into his segment, dude. That was just breathtaking.
Oh man, that is fun stuff.
It's over. When the Lander basketball league starts again, man, we gotta go.
Doesn't come back till next year, right?
Something like that, yeah. You know, it's funny because I think we're